And Tiana Hall heard you say that, grabbed that rebound, and almost was successful in putting it one right back up. Both teams unable to get that ball in the bucket as we start this second half. And you see that we just had a fan save Damon. Damon almost got hit in the head, and the fan saved you.
Saved his life. I don't think he was looking.
Damon, you need them cat-like reflexes.
There we go. He needs reflexes like you, Chad.
Yes, there it is. There it
is. Maybe we're going to let you sit next to Damon the next game so you can kind of control the ball.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to save him. I'm going to save him.
As the ball stolen away by Genesis, she goes up and is fouled by Kosi as Genesis Lucas was able to get that steal and get all the way to the rim with it out of the inbound.
And that's a good play there by little CC. She's got to make that foul, but that's an automatic two. Put her at the line. It's early in the second half. Put her at the line, make her earn it.
And way to make the foul so that there would be no chance for an and one. You knock the ball and the arm away to make sure the ball couldn't even get up towards the basket as Lucas misses the first.
And you know what I was going to say is the only thing is Genesis is such an outstanding free throw shooter. That's her first miss of the game tonight.
Well, you mentally jinxed her there, Chad.
Normally you have to say it, though. Say it. I want you to think it.
It's telepathy you jinxed her with there.
Still looking for that press from the Yellow Jackets.
The ball nearly turned over there. A nice catch, actually, by Brooks. The ball inside now to Lee. Lee turns, kicks it out to Ross. Ross, the turnaround in the lane, no good, nothing but air, but rebounded. And kicked back out by Brooks. Now Brooks going to attack from the wing. Over to the corner to Ross. Great attack by Ross. Could have settled for the layup. Instead, she goes up and makes it, but could have settled for the jumper, gets the layup instead. But Ross is definitely visibly limping on that knee. As right back at you comes Gwynn Park as Cachet Fields makes the shot, but they're going to have to look into getting her out of this game.
That's right.
I don't know what they're waiting for as the ball goes into Lee, and Ross is still limping on that knee.
She couldn't even go down and play deep and assist on offense. She's going to have to get out. She's really in pain.
Yeah, she's definitely limping on that knee as another three-pointer is made by Genesis Lucas. And this is not the game to play through an injury. They're going to have to get some sort of a band or something on that knee. As she's still playing with it now, wincing as she's dribbling even.
And they got her head in that. Gwynn Park wildly puts the press on her. They're able to get the steal, and she can't even play defense.
Back. Yeah, a nice steal there and a layup by number 32, Tiana Hall, and a smart move finally by Ross to not try to be too tough and to go down, forcing the referees to stop this game and get her out of it.
But here's the thing. Coach Walter Clark said to us that the primary goal of tonight was to not let anyone get injured. And we could obviously see that Candace Ross was hurt. Why did it take so long to get her off of the court?
Well, we're going to step away here while they tend to Ross, but we will be right back with more second half action. It's 42-37. Wise leading with 4:18 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Verizon Fios 1. We're back here in the county championship games as Wise now seeing some full court pressure from Gwynn Park. Ross was able to limp off the floor on her own power. So we'll see if she gets back into this game. But as of right now, Gwynn Park using that pressure to force a turnover. Wide open for three. The long-range jumper no good by Tequila Ellis. But the rebound by Cardwell, and she drives the lane and lays it in. Cardwell, she showed she can shoot the three, she can block shots, and now she can get to the lane and make layups on the other end.
But coming right back, Eliqua Brooks said, "You will not show me up in my house. I'm the one who has the sweet moves to the hole tonight."
Cardwell feeling it, heat check there, unable to get it to go, but the rebound put back up and no good.
There's some contact there, no call.
Cachet Fields unable to get the call, and the ball will go over to the Pumas. They're only up 5 here. This is still anyone's ball game, Chad.
Right, quiet as it's kept. They cut that lead down to 5. 3 minutes to go, still in the third period. Anybody's ball game. Both teams are still in it.
Kosi up to Johnson in the corner, open for three, no good. The rebound by Gibson.
Look at that rebound by Jasmine Jackson.
And then the nice drive, a lot of contact, and they're going to call a charge there.
Wow.
I don't know if I 100% agree with that call, but Eliqua Brooks is going to get called for the charge.
I like the call. I like the call.
There you go.
I like the call.
Well, Ross got hurt a little bit earlier, and Damon's on the sidelines, and he's got some more information about what happened. Damon, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. It's a bit of a cramp. They're going to give her some water, tell her to flex it out, so she should be out of there in a little bit. Back over to you.
That's a relief, Chad. Just a cramp. Yeah. That's why you said they were massaging the calf.
Let me tell you
makes
something.
sense.
Bottle of mustard, take care of all of that.
The lane driven, actually baseline driven by Brown. Kicks it back out to Cardwell. Cardwell fires the three, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Brooks. Up ahead, and there's Jackson.
Pass.
Jackson pulls up for the jumper, no good. But the rebound by Gibson, no good on the putback. And here comes Gwynn Park, stolen away. And another layup driving the lane is Aliqua Brooks, who's able to get all the way to the basket. And you said you're becoming a fan every single time, and there's another play to help that out a little bit.
What a dominant performance by her so far today. I'm about to put my pen down, just start clapping every time she gets the ball.
Here's Cardwell, the pass inside. The ball knocked away, but a travel is called on number 2 to Kayla Ellis. As I guess the Gwynn Park Yellow Jackets are going to go back to the beginning with Genesis again, as Genesis checks in Genesis Lucas.
Well, they need Genesis to match the big game that Aliqua Brooks is having. Aliqua Brooks is definitely representing tonight.
As is Khadijah Gibson, but they're going to call an offensive foul on Gibson. And I tell you what, that's a big deal because that is Gibson's 3rd foul. They're going to say she pushed off with the ball. That is her 3rd foul. If she gets 2 more, she's out of here. So now you're going to have to make a tough decision if you're the Pumas.
And I'm going to tell you, she's in stunned silence at that call. Didn't protest it too verbally, but she's very upset with that call.
So I guess the question here, Chad, is do you trust your senior to stay in this game with 3 fouls and 2:15 to go in the 3rd quarter?
Oh, man, that's a tough call, but I'm going to tell you what, I'd leave her in.
Okay.
I'd leave her in.
It looks like that's what they're going to do is we've got a timeout on the floor here at Wise. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back. You're watching Verizon Fios 1. All right, so Chad, here's that foul that we just talked about. And they look like they call that push off, and there was a little extension, but I don't know if it's enough to warrant the call.
No,
especially with the aggressive play the defense have been allowed to play.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one on the senior right there.
Oh, wide open. She sets up her teammate, and a splash from the outside is Brooks. Wide open, and a great play to set it up by Gibson.
Aliqua Brooks, what an incredible game tonight. She's definitely going to be over her 18-point average.
That ball swatted out of bounds as we're going to go back over to our sideline reporter, Damon Gibson, as he's got some more tidbits of information for us.
Going on down here, guys. I got an injury on Naomi Coles in the first half. It is briefed as a concussion, and she is on her way to the hospital. So best regards to her and her family. Back over to you.
Wow, so that was a concussion as she was feeling woozy, and we don't know how long she'll be out, but our thoughts and prayers are with her, and I'm sure they'll make sure she's well taken care of tonight on the way to the hospital.
Wow, tough loss there for the Yellow Jackets, not just for tonight, but potentially for next week. Let's hope, as you said, that she recovers quickly.
Naomi Coles, the 5'6" junior guard, and she had seen limited action in the first half here tonight, but definitely not something we would want to see from anybody on the court tonight, a serious injury like that.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Walter Clark was saying, the one thing that they want to avoid, those injuries.
There you go. That injury bug can be serious, especially heading into the playoffs.
Wide open at the top of the key.
They're going to kick it out, and a wide open jumper from Genesis. No good off the other side of the backboard. The rebound to Gibson. And now Gibson controlling the ball, loses it herself, gets it back, but she stepped on the line, and it's going to be turned over to Gwynn Park.
And remember, she's playing with 3 fouls, as you mentioned early on. She's playing with 3 fouls. Still playing very aggressively.
I tell you what, ever so quietly, Wise has pulled this thing away to a double-digit game. It's 49-39. They're up on Gwynn Park, and they need these 3 and unable to get it to go. The rebound by Wise, and a lot of reaching being allowed here by the referees. I'm a little surprised that they would call a push-off and allow so much reaching as the ball's knocked out of bounds and will stay with the Wise. Yeah, typically, Chad, when you see a game that has a lot of reaching, a lot of times they allow the offensive players to get away with a little contact themselves, but we have not seen that going back the other way. The shot blocked by Lee and gets a taste of her own medicine as Lee goes up for the shot, gets it swatted away by Cardwell again, and then the jumper in the lane gets to go by Lucas. But Lee, she blocks a lot of shots, and now she got a taste of her own medicine there, Chad.
Hey, man, like Patrick Ewing said, we make a lot, but we spend a lot. Well, she blocks a lot, and on that point, she got blocked. But I'm going to tell you right now, the defense that Sierra Lee just played on Genesis Lucas, as she took that one to the hole. Take a look at it right here. Genesis Lucas fades back and is able to get it in there. Now that is Artis Gilmore-esque. Is there anyone listening old enough to remember Artis Gilmore?
Nice interior passing. The ball kicked back out to Kosi, and now Gibson. And Gibson's going to look to make a play. Penetrates, puts up the layup. She's fouled.
Almost an and-one.
She'll go to the line to shoot two. A nice job of attacking the basket by Gibson. And now she is limping just a little bit for the Pumas.
Yeah, I see that. What a blow that'll be. Now, she's had 3 fouls. We were talking about getting her out of the game. Anyway, just to give her a little rest. But these two teams are going hard. No way that the Pumas were going to let up and play at half speed just because this is the county championship.
And not at home either. I mean, you're in front of your home crowd. It's a packed house here at Henry Wise. They're pretty close to a sellout, and there's another game going to be played a little bit later this afternoon. It could be sold out by the time that game comes around. We're looking at a packed house just across the court from us ourselves.
Yeah, they hear that music, they're going to dance. You try to hold the dogs back, it ain't working.
Especially when you hear that in your own gym, right?
Absolutely.
There's Gibson going to go up for the free throw. No good off the back of the rim, and foul shooting is becoming a factor here. As there's Hall going all the way to the basket, puts up the shot, and now she's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. It looks like they're going to call that one on Kosi. And I know every time you hear a whistle, as long as it's not Gibson, you breathe a sigh of relief if you're Wise.
Yeah, and he still left her in, even with that injury, even with the fouls. I'm going to tell you what, Coach believes in dancing with the ones who brought you.
There you go. Well, that's your senior, so you want to believe in your senior leadership.
And this is where, if they lose this game, if Gwynn Park loses this game, they're going to come back and look at these missed free throws. You're down by 8, 48 seconds to go in the third. You have to make these free throws.
Well, you got to correct in victory what you would correct in defeat. So no matter what, remember, this is not the last game for Gwynn Park, so that's something they need to have straight going into the 3A, 2A playoffs. That's going to be a big factor for them as well, which start next week.
But I'm going to tell you, the momentum you can build by winning the county championship, and just like I said at the opener, you want to liken it to an ACC championship or a Big East championship. You see Connecticut build momentum, win the championship in the Big East last year, go to the Final Four and win the title. You see it all from the ACC. The winners of the ACC tournament tend to go to the Final Four, whether it's Duke, Carolina, Maryland, whatever.
And case in point, as the layup is made there by number 30, Erica Peace. But case in point, the same very Wise school, the boys team last year, lost in the county championship game and then turned around and lost on the same court as the blood was in the water at that point. The tough layup by Aliqua Brooks. They lost to Eleanor Roosevelt on the same floor in the playoffs last season. And you're absolutely right. That momentum can carry you, but Wise has now taken an 11-point lead.
Biggest lead of the game.
With 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And if you're Gwynn Park, you need a basket here to cut this thing to single digits before this one's all said and done.
Take a look at the fast break right there. Beautiful lay-in. And I'm going to tell you, the execution, that was Aliqua Brooks, and I'd love to see her point total as we go into the fourth quarter.
And another steal. And here's Gibson, and now she's going to go up. The one-handed scoop shot layup by Gibson. A nice finish and a nice steal as the seniors, Gibson and Brooks, putting Wise on their back, saying, come on, guys, hop on. We're going to carry you to the finish line.
And I'm going to tell you, she could have been fattening frogs for Snake, too, because she was limping 5 seconds before that steal.
So instead of cutting the lead to single digits, Wise is able to extend it to a 13-point game as we get set to head into the fourth quarter. I would like to remind you, Wise was up 13 with about 2 minutes to go against Bowie High School. Bowie came back to only lose that game by 2 points earlier this year, so it's far from over. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few moments. You're watching Verizon Fios 1. Welcome back to Wise, where the Pumas are leading the county championship 55-42. These third quarter key plays of the game are brought to you by Watch ESPN. It's the ESPN Network's live on your smartphone, tablet, and computer. Go to www.verizon.com/Fios TV online for details. As we're watching the Wise Pumas, who went to work there, closed out the quarter. We talked about being able to close out quarters and close out halves. Well, Wise closed out the third quarter on a big run, and it definitely helped turn the tides of this game.
And the 1-2 punch of Khadijah Gibson and Aliqua Brooks has just been devastating to the Yellow Jackets on both ends of the court, defensively, offensively. These young ladies are getting it done.
Well, they're strapping the team up and carried on the back. The mean crossover by Gibson, the beautiful pass to Lee, and count the foul as Gibson created the play for her teammate, and then Lee sealed the deal on that one. As we're going to go to Damon as he's got a little tidbit for us on the sideline. Damon, what's up?
With the energetic Miss Carla Mero from the Pumas of Wise High School. She's the principal. You guys are about a quarter away from bringing home another county championship. Talk about that.
I'm very excited to bring home a county championship. This is my second year as the principal at Dr. Henry A. Wise Junior High School. It's kind of bittersweet because I was the principal at Gwynn Park previously. So this is really exciting for me. Want to see them be successful, but I have to root for my Lady Pumas because we're going to take it all to the top.
Now, talking to the coaching staff over at Gwynn Park, they have a lot of respect for Coach Clark at Wise High School. Talk about how it is to be grateful to have him as your coach.
I'm very grateful to have Walter Clark. He's actually retired from the school system now, but he's still coaching. And then Mr. Shepard, the two of them have been a great pair, really teaching our girls the skills of the game and making sure that they're prepared and academically sound as well.
Thank you. Back over to you guys.
Well, I tell you what, Damon, in 2 years, she would have seen 2 county championships from her Lady Pumas. So she's got to be a proud principal of her girls basketball team here.
And look at Coach Walter Clark, who once again said, "Oh, we just want to have fun and not get hurt." Chewing out the bench. He's up 57-42, and you would think he's down by 20.
As Hall goes up for the shot, and it's rejected. Get that out of here, says Lee. And then it goes off Gwynn Park, and the ball is going to go to the Pumas.
And where is Ashante Freeland? I mean, she was having a battle in there with Sierra Lee earlier on, and now with Ashante Freeland gone for the Yellow Jackets, Sierra Lee's just having her way down low.
Well, I think the better question is, where is that full court pressure by the Yellow Jackets? They really need to turn the tempo up. You're down 15 with 7 minutes to go. There is no time to waste. There's a nice drive there by Khadijah Gibson, and man, is she really sealing the deal. She's the closer. She's playing the Black Mamba in today's game.
Absolutely.
Finishing this one out.
You got LeBron and Kobe on the court.
Well, she was LeBron in the first 3 quarters. Kobe comes out for the 4th quarter when it's time to close out and win the game, right?
Wow, that was a low blow.
Crystal Strother, the coach's daughter, able to knock down the 3 from the corner.
See, I finally able to stop that bleeding.
There you go. Yeah, LeBron James, as you mentioned, struggles in the 4th quarter, but not Khadijah Gibson, as she is really taking over here to start this game. And so is Lee, who gets the rebound and another putback
and
for
look
Wise.
who's coming off the bench.
Yep.
Ashante Freeland. Sierra Lee has her way.
Now, is it too little too late
out.
is the question, Chad.
Well, I hate to say it, but it may be.
Hall drives and makes the layup, and they're going to need a lot more where that came from. It's 6 minutes to go here in this game, and Wise with a commanding 14-point lead. And Gibson penetrates and kicks again for the layup. This time it's Ross. Can anyone stop Khadijah Gibson in this game?
That was Gary Payton-esque.
Yes.
She brought that ball down like Gary Payton, sized up the defense, found the open man, delivered it to him.
I tell you what, whoever gets Khadijah Gibson on their college campus next year is going to be a lucky basketball team.
Hello, University of Maryland. Hello.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but don't forget you're watching Verizon Fios 1. So here we've got just a shade under 6 minutes to go, and it's a 16-point game for Wise here in the county championship. They're just 6 minutes away from winning this whole thing, but Gwynn Park is going to try to battle their way back into this one. Shot's no good, and here comes Wise. The pass was too far for Gibson, but luck of the draw lands right into the hands of Candace Ross, who hustles it down and makes the layup.
You want to talk about outstanding coaching. Look how she had the backup for her player. Candace Ross was there for the missed pass, and even on bad plays, the Pumas can't be stopped.
The Pumas just pouring it on now. They've now increased the lead to 20 on that nice layup by Gibson.
And look how quickly we've gotten here.
There you
look
go.
How quickly we got into a 20-point lead.
A couple of quick plays, and they're right back at it. And the nice layup there by Gwynn Park to stop the bleeding as Ellis is able to get in there and lay it in. But definitely too little too late, as I think the fat lady's starting to warm up here, Chad.
Keep your eye out for number 42 for Gwynn Park, Ashley Seegers.
Right.
A freshman who the coach brought up for some experience. Let's see if she gets in the game.
This would be the time to play her.
Yeah.
The backdoor lob from Gibson, and again, she is dropping dimes on the basketball.
It could have been an and one.
Backdoor layup for Ross, but here's another layup right back at you for Gwynn Park. But where's the defense? You got to have defense to close out games, and they're really giving up some easy layups here. But
Sierra Lee just missed that block.
Yep.
She missed that block and the head of her opponent with that swing.
Now the question here is, can anyone slow down Gibson? Because she seems to get what she wants when she wants it here. The nice spin move.
Look at the pick.
A huge screen, and oh man,
she
might have got a fine from the NFL on that type of screen. Good night.
She did not establish position. I like the thought process.
With her helmet, Chad, is that what you
Are you going to get on her like James Harrison? Let's take a look at it right here, and bam!
Yeah, she stepped into that screen a little bit too much. As the three-pointer by Gwynn Park, and nice rebound and another long outlet pass, and they are doing a fantastic job with that as Gibson leaks out again.
Somebody has gotten Khadijah Gibson upset. They did something at halftime. She has now exploded.
Well, what's happened is Wise has gone into that 1-2-2 zone with Gibson at the top. So anytime the rebound is out, Gibson is out ahead of everyone down the floor. She doesn't even go in for the defensive rebound. As soon as that shot goes up, she's gone down the other way.
But her dribble penetration, her command of the ball at the top of the key, as she can find an open player.
It's almost like you're defenseless against her because you can't stop her from scoring, and if you do, she's going to find some other way to beat you, and that's the definition of a superstar. And that's the type of player that you're looking for if you're a college coach.
And look at the first half was dominated by Eliqua Brooks, who almost had her season average in that first half. And then in the second half, Khadijah Gibson just takes over for the Pumas. What a 1-2 punch they got heading into the playoffs.
Both free throws knocked down by Gwynn Park, and now that cuts it to a 19-point game, but it's only 3:50 to go here in this contest, so things still not looking too good for Gwynn Park as this game winds down to a close. And once again, it's almost like that football reference where you know a team's going to run the ball, and yet you can't stop it as they run the clock out. Gibson has the ball, and there is nothing Gwynn Park can do to slow her down. Another wide-open teammate set up, and another basket by Wise as the three-pointers knocked down by Eliqua Brooks as she's able to hit the three, but that was once again set up by Gibson.
Well, in football, we call this running downhill. You got a big lead, you got that ball, you got John Riggins on your squad, and you're just going to keep tucking it right in his breadbasket.
Crank up the diesel, right? Here's a turnover and a big foul as the reach-in is called there on number 24, Eliqua Brooks. She made the three-pointer, but then she reaches in and commits the foul. So 74-54, 3:14 to go here in this contest. And it would clearly appear as though Wise pretty much has the thing sewn up. But right before the game, the Wise coaching staff was quick to remind me about the 13-point lead they had on Bowie with about 2 minutes to go in the game and allow Bowie to come back and only